Welcome back. We're in a hellscape, spooky boxes.
Somebody help us! Get us out of here!
Oh, hi. Oh, what?
Whoa!
Jump scare. Asshole.
Look at them shadows. That was a enchanted trash bag.
Man, they're really scraping the bottom of the barrel for some of these. Oh. This is a cool level, though.
Oh yeah, the museum.
Fright. Ooh, they should have called it Fright at the museum. I will say I am tired of these things, these flying things.
Souls,
I know,
yeah.
like, I know it adds a challenge, but damn.
Well, just remember also you're on casual.
All right, you don't need to remind me that.
But if you were playing, because I did try to beat the game on the hardest difficulty, and the graveyard was the absolute worst.
Oh, it was that bad.
Yeah, I couldn't handle it. I mean, I'm sure if I went back and
if
gave
you
it
were a
some time.
gamer like me.
Oh wow. Oh wow.
Wow. Look at this fucking bird.
Good to go. Let's hit it.
He's got a gold beak. Break it off.
I already did. It cost me $2,000.
So, did you watch any of the Ghostbusters cartoons? I know you didn't watch Ghostbusters 2.
Alright. Again, you don't need to brag that you've
No,
seen
but
Ghostbusters
have you?
2. No, but I watched the Men in Black cartoon. You gonna say anything about that? That show
That was
sucked.
really bad.
It was
That was a really bad
You know what
show.
was even worse?
What?
The Jumanji cartoon.
Yeah, that had like, what, 6 episodes?
I don't know, but I always, like... My mom used to put it on for me in the morning, like, before going to elementary school. And I guess she thought I liked it because I never turned the channel. But I felt bad because I thought she liked it. And I always
So nobody said anything?
nobody said anything, and I always felt bad. It's like, I guess I'll watch this show.
So, Ghostbusters, I would say, kind of had a huge impact, like, for everybody. Well, for most kids that grew up in early 90s. And, like, my thing is, early 90s was kind of crazy. We had stuff that was, like, left over
Britney
from the
Spears
80s.
was showing her, yeah.
Oh, that was, like, almost 2000s.
Ooh, Toot coming.
Tune coming? Tune coming.
Toot, I'm coming.
The thing about, like, early 90s, like, kids shows was, most of it was, like, old 80s stuff being revised
I
for
just got a fucking corpse right there.
the Mummy. So, like, for instance, Ninja Turtles came out in the 80s. But the cartoon was, like, it was going all the way up until, like, mid-90s.
Yeah, yeah.
Back to the Future had a cartoon.
Did it?
Yes. And the Back to the Future cartoon was all the way to about had a few seasons,
I
but
think I
it was
saw
in
that.
the 90s.
Did Christopher Lloyd actually voice Doc?
I don't know.
He's sick.
I remember watching it because, like, the theme song was pretty good.
And now we're going back to the future. Back
No,
to the
no,
future.
please stop.
Well, this looks good. This cutscene looks good.
But the thing I'm trying to say is, like, is there something now, like, because I mean, this movie wasn't made for kids.
Yeah.
Like, and I know, like, toy markets and stuff, they make like rated R movie toys, or rated R movies. They make toys for kids.
Right.
So, like, Rambo, Terminator, like, Godzilla. I mean, I know that's not.
Well, you know, they don't even do that. They don't even do that much anymore. Like, you don't really get action figures with guns anymore. It's all like robot dinosaurs and regular dinosaurs and Pokemon dinosaurs. Like
Pokemon.
Like, they don't really do, action man with gun set.
Oh yeah, like, I mean, dollar stores.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you get the like weird, like, oh, this was gonna be a Power Ranger, but now it's a Snake Eyes knockoff with
Yeah.
all this stuff. But I mean, in your opinion,
Ranger Man.
Ranger Man, he's an Army Ranger too, so he's a Ranger. In your opinion, is there a show now that would have, like, a cartoon or something in the next few years, or like in the 2020s, that would be, like, revised, or like even or you remember what is it, Evolution?
Yeah.
Evolution had a cartoon show as well.
No way.
Yeah.
Did it? That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's
But
one of my favorite movies.
But it's kind of like,
But when you think about it, those cartoons were never good.
no, they weren't.
Like, the Godzilla cartoon was bad. The like I said, Jumanji, Men in Black, all these cartoons, and they all had the same art style too.
Yeah, like that cheap kind of wants to be anime, but not really.
I think the only show that did that well was Jackie Chan Adventures, and that wasn't necessarily based on anything, but other than like Jackie Chan as a person.
Yeah.
Like, but that show had its own like multiple seasons.
So, what do you think we're in store for? Like, I know streaming, YouTube is a huge thing. Are we gonna get a PewDiePie animated series?
No,
like
he's done too many controversial. I think if that's gonna happen, it's gonna be fucking Ninja. Ninja's I see it being Ninja.
Or a Jake Paul cartoon.
Honestly, man, it's gotta be like a Fortnite cartoon. Like, I hate to say it, but if anything is going to be a show, it's gonna be Fortnite. Because like,
we're in trouble. So what am I supposed to do?
Minecraft. I'm surprised Minecraft isn't a show, or is it? And I just don't know it.
Not necessarily a show, but they do have the I mean, it has nothing to do with TV and movie, but they have the story mode. You know, the Telltale, which they kind of like. They had Billy West and everybody do voices for.
Mm.
But I mean, like, do you think like I mean, what things are so huge right now, like movie-wise? Because I mean, there's nothing new. Everything's already a reboot.
I could see like, now that the Avengers are dead, I could see them making, and plus with that game coming out, that might spark something. But I mean, Avengers are huge. I could see them making, like, I mean, because it's infinite content. Like, you look at like Batman Beyond and the X-Men cartoon. Like, you could just, what's a Marvel, like Thanos? Well, I guess Thanos would be dead, but like, well, it could be before the events of Endgame. But like, this bad guy's back again. Time to fight him. Like, every episode could just be the same thing, and kids would watch it.
But they kind of already do that. Because they have the Avengers cartoon show, and they also have a Spider-Man cartoon show, and they also have an Iron Man cartoon show. And
going on now?
Yes.
Oh.
And they have Spider-Man. Spider-Man actually, he talks to the Avengers almost all the time. And granted, Spider-Man is a lot younger than he is in the movies.
Mm-hmm.
So he's more like a freshman in high school versus whatever he is now.
Well, I think he's always been a freshman in high school, but they're making him like older.
Oh, I forgot who does the voice. I want to say it's the dude from Drake and Josh.
Drake Bell?
Yeah, I think he does the voice of Spider-Man.
Well, yeah, he played Dragonfly Man in superhero movie, that really bad. I know I'm not really giving him praise, but he was pretty bad in that movie, so I could see him doing some voice acting.
But the thing I guess I'm trying to get at is, like, there were Ghostbusters was like a real an original idea, that they developed. But I mean, I guess I'm trying to say that, are we stuck in like an infinite reboot loop?
That's the thing, is I don't know if we're gonna get anything new, because it does seem like everything is a reboot. Nothing seems like an original idea. Yeah, everything's been a reboot. I mean, that's kind of how it goes, is you wait 10 years for something to kind of die out, and then people miss it because of nostalgia, and then they bring it back, and it's not as good, but people are like, I kind of want more of this, and that cycle keeps, going.
Yeah. So, the Spider-Man cartoon that I was talking about is Ultimate Spider-Man, and it was Drake Bell as the voice of Peter Parker. And that actually ended in 2017. So it started in 2012.
Oh wow, he was doing that for a while.
Yep.
Man, Drake.
But what's crazy is like the that cartoon series actually had like Nova and Luke Cage. So like they were showing characters that are were being used for Netflix shows. but since Netflix canceled everything.
Did Netflix cancel everything? I thought everyone pulled out because Marvel Marvel was getting their own streaming service.
They are, but that was like the end of Daredevil. Like we didn't get a real ending for Daredevil.
Wait, really?
Jessica Jones.
I didn't see any of the
Luke
end seasons.
Cage,
I saw the
Iron
first
Fist.
season of each one of those. But
I think the only one I couldn't get into was Jessica Jones, and
I like
Luke
that
Cage.
one, but we got to the same episode because I was watching in the Discord group, and we got to the same episode, or we were watching all together, and then Griffin fell asleep, so we watched it again. Griffin fell asleep, so we watched it again. So I saw the same Jessica Jones episode
Like 3 times.
No, it was 4 times because
Oh.
then I watched it on my own. It's the one where she bangs not Iron.
Luke
Yeah,
Cage.
yeah.
That's
So-
like the 3rd episode.
Which is convenient. Okay, so this is supposed to open, I think, because that goes through, Oh, wait. Yeah.
Get it?
But yeah, it's the one where she hardcore bangs Luke Cage, and conveniently Griffin kept falling asleep. So like every other day, I was watching them like
Or
hurt each
did he fall asleep?
yeah, right. This new? Yeah.
Yeah.
What does this do? Oh, it's like
Like
a
a Gatling gun.
whoa. Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, and I also I hate to sound like an old person, but like music nowadays too. Like
Yeah, when are we gonna start rebooting music?
no, but like right now.
Oh yeah,
the
no, I don't
fads,
like anything that's come out. Like I think Billie Eilish is doing stuff that's different, but
Yeah.
but I don't like all of her music. I like just the certain. I mean, I don't like. I like more fast kind of punk songs. So, the 3 songs from her that I do like are the kind of more heavier ones.
Yeah.
But there's really nothing. Like even the bands that
You like?
I
don't.
love their recent albums, like anything past 2000 has been just kind of not great. Like as much as I love Sum 41, Offspring, I mean, Foo Fighters, their last albums have not been great.
Well, even yes, in music, there's also reboots or remakes. Take Weezer for example, with redoing Africa,
Oh,
and
right.
they had a whole album of just covers. I think it's the Teal album is what it's called.
Yeah.
Gotta have a weak spot somewhere.
Pick the
Oh, there he is.
hit him in the chest with a
Okay.
regular proton. But I just think like we grew up at a time where there was way more creativity than there is now.
Yeah, I mean, also everything was kind of new. At this point, like the stuff like music and movies have. I'm not saying like in the '90s things were movies were new because they'd been made for decades, but like there was so many more new concepts because people were still coming up with like, oh, what if we had like a park, but instead of theme rides, it was dinosaurs, and like let's make that a movie. Or what if, hey, Big Shark, like, I mean that wasn't '90s, but you know what I mean, like.
But even then, Jurassic Park was based off of a book.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're right about that.
but
They were able to, like they were able to make it, and even now we're not even getting like movie books or book movies.
what are y'all?
We're not even
picture
getting
films?
that. Like, we got an Artemis Fowl movie. I will say, like, Maze Runner was pretty good, that series.
That was a book.
Whoa. Thing. But, what was it called? Not To Kill a Mockingbird.
The Hunger Games.
Hunger Games, yeah. With the Hunger Games, that did well. But there's everything's a book or a reboot of something.
Yeah, most recently, I think it's all been books, and I mean even TV, like The Boys and everything. That's all.
Yeah, that's just like, what if these heroes were bad? And that was based on the comic.
Yep.
But when was the comic made?
20. I want to say 2012.
Oh, okay, so somewhat new.
Let me see. Use my Google machine.
You fraudulent gangsters forever when I had the chance. You know what? I'm going to put an end to this madness now. Right now. I'm shutting down your containment grid for good. You can kiss off a permanent license, not to mention any chance for more government contact.
But I do think that there are less and less original ideas being...
2006. For the
Oh,
boys.
okay, so that's fairly old. But yeah, I just feel like there's less new ideas being made. And I feel like that's mostly because the big studios don't care about making something creative. They just want to make money.
Yeah.
So, you know, what makes money? Nostalgia. So it's like, yeah, let's make Ghostbusters again. Let's make all this other, you know, let's make another Jurassic Park or Jurassic World or whatever. Those make money, even though they are the most, like, cookie cutter, kind of just generic, like, I don't know. Jurassic World was not great.
No. And what's crazy is, like, you look at Jurassic Park 1, and it's, like, an amazing movie still. Like, it still holds up. And then, I guess it's the fact that they use practical effects.
Yeah.
But, like, you put those two movies on back to back. Like, you watch the original Jurassic Park, and then you watch Jurassic World. Like, you're gonna be disappointed at Jurassic World.
I mean, Jurassic World could have been so much better. Just, like, really dumb it down. You don't need Raptor Whisperer. Like, just...
I mean, I like Chris Pratt in it. That's the mask you found of Bad
Oh,
Advice.
wait, so as I collect stuff, it shows up in here?
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. That's so cool.
Which is funny, because, like, I was talking to somebody recently, too, about, you know, movies and, like, especially horror movies, like, right now.
Dude, horror movies are in such a bad place right now.
So, I have an idea for a horror movie, and as we're recording this, it's October 12th, 2019. I'm just putting this out there just so I could be like, oh, remember when I said...
yeah. Hey, you know, this was made into a movie, so
yeah,
we get to... This is how we prove that we can sue.
So, there's been... like, they do a psychology test on kids, you know, like in a classroom. Well, they did a study on kids in a classroom where one side was believed, or, you know, they were treated fairly and this and that, and the other side was treated like crap and, like, you know, talked down to. So they wanted to see if that affected their learning, which I was like, oh, okay, cool. So I was thinking about making a movie. Well, I can't make a movie, but
you could sell the script.
Yeah. So basically, there's since that study was done, my take on the study would have been like, you know, half the class, you know, was treated very fairly, and then the other side of the class, they were treated poorly, and they were also threatened by, like, thoughts, or, like, they implanted thoughts in their head, like, oh, there's this...
Love me a good thought.
Well, you know, like, they were, like, brainwashed, like, oh, if I don't do this, then this monster's gonna get me.
Oh, okay. So these were, like, little kids.
Yeah, like, little kids. So, you know, like, the people doing the study told the parents about, like, oh, yeah, you know,
yeah,
like,
we're fucking your kids up.
Yeah, so we're gonna do this, but, you know, we're gonna help them out throughout life. You know, we're gonna make sure... We just want to see the effect in short term. So my thought was like, okay, so if they tell them, like, there's, like, this monster or whatever, like, oh, if they do really bad or if they act bad, this monster's gonna get them. Well, my movie would have the monster, you know, started off being, like, fake or whatever, but then actually starts becoming real.
To where, like, kids are, you know, like, oh, no, I saw him. No.
Yeah, and then they're just like, no, you know, that's what you're just told in class, this and that. But then, you know, the monster starts killing people, this and that, you know, typical horror movie. But it would be like one of those things, like, you wouldn't know the monster's real until, like, the last 5 minutes of the movie.
Yeah. So if it is their imagination,
yeah,
or if it's real.
But yeah, you know, work that into a script or whatever. So, like, it seems like it's just a psychological thing, and then at the end you're just like,
well, that's the thing. There's no psychological horror anymore. It's all, hey, this house is haunted. Let's go stay in it.
Yeah.
Ooh, spooky stuff, jump scares. Like,
But
they're done so poorly.
But I wouldn't even do jump scares. You know.
You don't need to. I mean, look at movies that get by with just being creepy.
Yeah,
like The Shining.
This would be just like a creepy movie. You know, like very dark, gritty. Like, you know, happy bubbly. You would see like the other side of stuff. But like my thing would be like it would start affecting the other side of
the good kid, the kids that were treated. Okay.
Yeah, so like it would kind of just be like, oh, well, how were these kids introduced to this if they weren't on that side?
I've always wanted to make a movie about the it was called, I think it was called The Russian. Was it Russian or something? Sleep experiments. Mm-hmm. Did you ever hear about that? They kept people in a room in pure darkness and made them sleep deprived.
Oh yeah, so they go insane.
This might just be a creepypasta. Yeah. I don't even know if this is real, but it made them crazy. But they eventually ended it because one of the people started people that were in the experiment started like ripping open their stomach and pulling out their intestines, and they went in there and tried to pull them out, but they were like, they didn't want to go into the light, and they were talking about like, it hurts, like that type of thing.
Yeah.
And I'd love to make I just want to make a creepy movie. Like, I don't want anything like jump scares.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like mine would have like a scare at the very end.
Because every single horror movie that's come out has just been
spoiler alert. There's a scare at the end of my movie.
It's just it's nothing but just But
yeah, the thing is, jump scares are fine and dandy, but like it's so overdone, like with The Grudge, The Ring, you know, stuff like that.
Well, because they start you off with like someone's in the mirror, like getting ready in the first like 10 minutes of the movie,
and then it's a flash of like,
and then no. Then they it's always like they're getting ready. It's like they're talking about going on like some big camping trip or going to visit their aunt or whatever.
Or somebody just died.
And then they leave the room, and then their boyfriend or girlfriend pops out and scares them, and there's like the jump scare, like noise.
Yeah.
And it's like,
or the volume starts getting super loud.
Yeah, it's like, stop wasting my time. Oh, you just dab?
Yeah, on the haters.
Dab on the fucking haters, dude. Dab on these ghosts.
And even that too. Most of the horror movies that are coming out are just remakes of like foreign movies.
True, yeah.
So it's kind of like.
Well, did you see there was a short.
Quarantine was another one too.
Quarantine was originally called Wreck.
Yeah, where the building and then the crazy thing.
You know, they made like 3 of those here.
Really?
Yeah, one of them takes place. So we watched. One of them was like a direct to DVD like Netflix movie, and I can't remember the if it was 2 or 3, but it was essentially they got stuck in a fucking airplane hangar or something. Oh damn. Oh damn. You about to get it.
She's the Black Widow, get it?
I thought she looked white. But yeah, it takes place in a like airport hangar, or like in the like luggage compartment of an airport or something, and it's so bad. But yeah, it's just like you take a franchise and just give it like 20 sequels, like
Saw. We had a Saw every Halloween for like so many years.
I think there's 8 of those.
I think The Conjuring was kind of like the new version of that.
Well, The Conjuring now has like 20 different like spin-offs.
But I think that's what took over, because now they alternate. Like they'll either do like an Annabelle movie, then they'll do The Nun, you know, and then they'll do another Conjuring, and then they'll do the one with the smiling guy. What the fuck is he called?
The Smiling Man?
Yeah.
The Hat Man?
The Hat Man,
yeah.
Which is pretty much Babadook.
How many Hostel movies do you think there are?
There's like 5 or 6 now, isn't
yes.
there?
Yeah.
Dead body.
They,
I was gonna say something, you'll probably have to edit this out, but it was like a Jake Paul moment. Wait, I found this dead body here in the hotel.
I'm sure that's fine.
Okay.
Oh.
You go, now get out of there quick. Go. Your tether doesn't last that long.
Ooh.
And I want them to break the formula. And stuff. Because they did, every rom-com has, the meetup, the good times, the breakup, they get together.
Yes, that
like,
bothers me. It's not even rom-com. Every kind of comedy.
It is.
Like, if you watch any Hangover or Superbad or, like, movies that are good, but it is the same formula of meeting up, going on a thing. Hot Tub Time Machine did it.
Yep, and both of them. Not just...
Both of them, the exact same story. Except one had Adam Scott, and it was much better.
Yeah.
Or, actually, the movie was not better, because that sucked. But, what are we looking at? What is... Okay, cool.
Ghostbusters.
Everyone's just staring at that wall. I thought that was something. Without a Paddle did it. Like, if you think... Like, take any comedy movie, it is the exact same. It is... Yes Man did it. Well, that was more of a rom-com.
But still, rom-com,
it is the same formula of,
Dumb and Dumber.
Dumb and Dumber did it, where you got these two or three people, they all eventually break up, and then there's a conflict, and then they all come back together at the end to solve the conflict. Every single movie.
Yep. I think, what was it? The Jordan Peele movie, Get Out. They didn't do it.
Dude, Jordan Peele,
I love what he's doing.
He knows how to... Well, the original ending was the main character wasn't going to make it out.
Yeah. And
he only changed it because... people wanted that ending. But, like, I don't like it when the good guy succeeds every time.
Yeah.
Like, some of my favorite movies are when just like good guy does poorly and bad guy wins, and then you hear about the reviews of that movie from like not from movie critics but from like typical like Facebook moms. It's like, oh, I hated it. Movie sucked. Like my stepsister has the worst taste in movies. She will like anything that's bad and hate anything that's good. She says that Breaking Bad is horrible and she hates she couldn't get through it, but hey, she loves American Horror Story. It's just like, damn.
I will say
so hard to have a conversation with her about anything.
American Horror Story was the first
season. Hey, first season. It's good. It did something different.
First 3 seasons were good.
I didn't like 2. I liked Coven.
Yeah, Coven was season 3.
Coven was good. Yeah, Coven was good.
The Freak Show
sucked. Hotel, a lot of people hate. I
liked Hotel as well.
Hotel was good. Roanoke.
I didn't watch it all the way.
You're not missing anything. It's one of the worst.
Yeah.
And then not Apocalypse. What was the one? Cult. Cult started horrible,
but it ended up being better.
It ended up being... I liked it by the end, but it was the most frustrating show I've ever watched because it is seriously 4 episodes of this woman freaking out and everyone crying over Trump. Like, it was way too over the top.
Wait, that actually happened?
Yeah. And it's just like, I deal with this on a daily basis. Like, I don't need to sit through it on a TV show. Nice little painting.
Apocalypse.
I haven't seen.
Okay, so I'm not gonna spoil anything.
It just came on Netflix, so I'm gonna watch it.
But if you like season 3, you'll like this one.
Okay, good.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, and I've heard the newest one is one of the just worst pieces of trash.
So my theory on this, I only watched the first 2 episodes, and they're like 4 episodes in at this point.
Mm-hmm.
My theory is like it. Well, I'll see because I'm gonna probably end up watching the last 2 episodes tonight. But my theory is the first
Whoa,
3
is that a spider?
Yeah. The first 3 or 4 episodes are probably not what we think it is. So, like, we're not watching the show, we're watching, like, them making a movie.
That's what they did with Roanoke.
Yeah, but no, we were watching.
Oh shit, that was a spider. I was joking. Like, I really couldn't tell what it was, but that was.
But you fought spiders in here earlier too. They were
chandeliers. All right, we will. We got to cut this episode, but we will enter the spider's den in the next episode and maybe talk some more about American Horror Story. So See you next time.
Later. Sorry for all the rambling.